And welcome everybody to Batman Radio, the greatest radio show of all time. All right, so see, it's that easy to just put you in your place verbally, real quick, let you know reality, and keep it pushing, man. Like I said, I don't respect fake people. I don't respect doing fake things, and I just don't respect people who don't make any sense. So, like I said, I'll continue to make sense, and this is why I continue to make all the money and get all the bread.
We back at
Shows
it,
are going
dog.
to be topic driven now at this point, mostly, like they have been, but a little bit more specific. I actually have my little diary notepad here with me, and I'm going to go over some concepts with y'all. And I want your actual feedback. So let me let Christina know I'm live. Hold on.
Welcome in, guys. Fuck, I haven't even been able to go to the liquor store yet today, for fuck's sakes. I may have to go AFK for a few. It's like 5 minutes. It's right across the street.
All right. So here we go. Let's see here. All right. First of all, like I said, so far on the itinerary, I have one scooter. I have four bicycles. All the bicycles are about $200 to $300. The scooter I put $1,300 into. All right. As of right now, I need all the crowdfunding I can get, all the donations I can get, all the crowd support I can get. And again, the chat room is fully open, right? No reason why it shouldn't be. Like I said, anything insufficient as a response, I'll be ignoring. And that's about it. Like I said, we're all mature adults here. And again, people have no choice but to deal with the reality, no matter what that reality may be, reality of success, whatever. Again, there is no game going on. I am a grown man. I have succeeded in life. And however you feel about that, that's perfectly fine. You can feel whatever you way want. But the one thing you can't do is deny it. Yeah. Denial of reality is not possible. It is not a choice. It is concrete right in front of your eyes every single day. And if somebody succeeds, they just succeed. And you have to give them their accolades,
John,
and you don't get on computers and start typing and doing electronic means and all that nonsense. It's a waste of your time and
he's going into the lawn chair business now. Everyone sits.
mine and everybody's. Again, I don't know what that is, man. It seems to me like it's a little deeper. It seems like it's people looking for some kind of leverage that they can't gain, or looking for a response. Again, it doesn't make any sense. Okay. I was out all day today. Okay. You saw I went down every block like I always do. I go where I want. I move freely.
Past
Right.
tense was.
It doesn't make any sense for anybody to be talking on a computer, especially if they've had 2+ years to have a conversation face to face, and they were too cowardly to do so. Okay, so at this point moving forward, common sense would be, if you got online, right, and you committed crimes and you did all these atrocities and things hiding behind a computer, that's perfectly fine. It just gets put into the federal lawsuit. It all gets sent to my lawyer, and it's that simple. I don't have to do anything else. I'm not worried about it anyway, because I'm not seeking anything. I'm not upset. I'm not mad. I'm content with my life. I'm very satisfied. I'm not, I'm never stagnated. I'm never content with where I'm at. I'm always aspiring to be more. But there's nothing I'm mad at. I forgave everyone. So, like I said, I'm just saying, how would it make sense for people to try to come onto a panel of a show that they're not welcome at, when, I mean, it doesn't make sense. There's people who have full access to talk to me in person. If 2 years go by and you can't have that conversation and you're playing these weird games online that are all crimes, like, okay, I mean, obviously, I mean, isn't that all self-explanatory? Like I said, it seems like it's an effort to have conversations that don't need to be had on here because they're again concepts that are understood. It's just common sense. You see what I'm saying? Listen, I was on the block all day, man. Like I said, doing my Batman thing like I do every day. I come right in front of all y'all
You're
strips.
sitting in a
Like I
lawn
told
chair
you, I said
drinking
I make money
fucking
right in
pop.
front of you narcs. I do this every day right in front of them, right? I don't care who knows who. I don't care who's an agent for who. I don't care who's jelly. I don't care about none of that. You all have had full access to me for over 2+ years. Okay? So it's very clear, right? You know, you do not want to have a conversation, so don't come conversate online. So, like I said, no, you don't get a free voice here and a pass to talk when you didn't want to talk in reality. You see,
Come
that
talk,
don't make no
don't
sense.
talk, don't
See
talk.
what I'm saying? We all have to make sense with our actions. That's why you all are upset because I hold you accountable, right? And like I said, you want to, go online and your whole thing is you just know that you don't make sense. So you want to say things that are against reality. Yeah, that's not game, bro. You're not able to take anything away from me or anyone on a computer. You would think that that would be common sense. You would think. But apparently, people lack this and don't understand the concept that's not confusing at all. We talk reality. That's all we talk. You understand? So, like I said,
Blue.
all that other stuff and them games, never been on my show once, never been welcome here. You can go through my entire itinerary of live shows for the past, I don't know how many decades. You understand? It's very simple, man. So it is what it is. Thank you. I will preach 100%. Now, I actually want y'all's input as an audience into what I'm saying here. But yes, I have one scooter I put $1,300 into. It's just like a wiring issue. So I have to find, people at some point who can fix it. I'm also, when I get my money and when Christina's with me and we have our money, I'm going to be contacting their corporate number. Okay. A lawyer is also going to be contacting them and their corporate number. And I'm filing a lawsuit for the fact that you all made phone calls to that specific establishment. Okay. That means that I'm going to see if I can have the lawyer possibly request all phone records. I would like to see all Cash App records, right? Because we have full tangible proof, and this is a very, very deep federal lawsuit that again includes people in different cities. It includes corporations. This lawsuit scales through everything. Everything will be explained. I have full evidence to it. And the reason why I want the lawyer to see if he can request Cash App records is because I need to see if they actually were bribed and took money from the red triangles because we have concrete proof that the red triangles have paid off
Oh my god.
different people,
What the fuck is he talking about?
right, with this nonsense.
No.
Okay. To whatever, I mean, start hating on me, whatever it may be, right? So when we come on here, I'm only talking about this because it's relevant and it's what's going on. I'm not going to,
Guys, he has been at it since 9 o'clock Pacific time with like maybe an hour break in between total altogether.
keep bearing on topics that, I mean, there's no use in talking about them. You understand? But I just want to go over certain things here, right? So let's see what else here. Um, let's see. I need another phone, brand new phone. I need a phone. I need a new phone with a plan. All right, that's the next step. I need a laptop. I need to see if I can get more crowdfunding just to create budgets for other things, for other expenses. I need to figure out how to order the gas and electrical engines for the bicycles.
Oh, we're doing this again.
Okay. And let me see here. And they offer Kevlar neck protection online, and I need to get the money, extra money, where I have extra money to toss around to order that as well. And I think I had found it online for about 20 something dollars, I believe. Okay, let me see here. Now, I really want to get y'all's feedback
Welding
on
neck
some of these
protector
notes I'm
gator
taking.
cut.
Okay. I'm not going to worry
23.95 on
about
Amazon.
what you people do. What you people do and have a bad habit of doing is incriminating yourself, indicting yourself on federal charges. And again, I mean, Batman, whether anyone likes it or not, we all know what Batman did and what he was. He was the world's greatest detective. You will see me talk about everything here. I have no fear. I am completely independent of the entire world. I am the real Batman and I do what I do. I don't need anything from your government. I don't need anything from you people. I don't need your permission to be a concerned citizen and figure out what's going on in all these situations. Okay. Like I said, I told people not to tamper with my federal lawsuit. To do so is automatic prison time. So anybody who doubts the law, go ahead and do what you do. Because again, you have to be completely delusional and trying to deny and go against reality to think that you could continue games of which are illegal, especially using electronic means, if it's all being documented and you know it's all going to be turned into a lawyer. It's not a hard thing to do. I just show the lawyer the evidence that I have, which is a lot of documentation. And then it's all over the internet. So I can't really run out of documentation or documented evidence for this aspect. Okay. I don't have to ask anyone else anything. I don't have to go to anyone. Real bosses and real gangsters, they go to a lawyer. I have never filed a lawsuit at any point. Okay. Because I'm that tough of a guy. I'm a gangster. Okay. I address everything and everyone directly. I'm a man about every situation. But since people didn't want to give me credit for that, right, and they clearly didn't want to take those routes and they want to take the cop out and be cowards, right, and they've had millions of chances, okay, and opportunities to not take the cop out, to not back down, to not choose to be soft. So again, when you're dealing with people who choose to do things by electronic means, very easy. You don't talk to them, you don't communicate with them at all. So the communication, like I said, I mean, years ago, I said we're
Downrange,
not going to communicate. Any attempt at trying to create that is
midstream.
another felony. Lawyers going to feel the same way. Judges are going to feel the same way.
Yes,
DAs are going to feel the same way.
yes, Lobster. He is still going since 9 a.m. this morning with what, maybe an hour break total. So we are 6:30, 9, roughly 9 hours in without shutting this goddamn mouth. I'll shut mine.
Right? This is the law. I know the law like the back of my hand. You do not control the law. You do not control anyone. You do not run the law. You do not run anyone or anything. You run your mouth. Okay? This federal lawsuit is not a joke or a game. This federal lawsuit involves companies, corporations, IBM included, right? I'm not afraid to talk about any. We can talk about whatever all day long, just not with the people who are guilty. See what I'm saying? Nope. IBM, I believe Silicon Labs, a lot of these companies, man, I think that all these companies are in 100% involved in illegal activity. Yes, I think they've been involved in illegal activity since day one, and I have made it my entire life's mission and desire and, yes, job to not only figure out this entire Ponzi scheme that this country is, but prove publicly that it's all legal and win in Supreme Court against the entire nation. Okay, meaning that I'm going to get paid probably trillions of dollars.
Right.
Okay. So you don't seem to get it. When you're a concerned citizen and you get smart, why not use the law, learn the law, implement the law, and use the law to defeat the system? You cannot take on a system in any other way, shape, and form. The system is too vast. The entire system is corrupt. We are not debtors, like they try to say on these promissory notes or what you call money, this meaningless piece of paper. We are creditors. That's number one, meaning that the entire nation is actually committing a crime and it's run off of fraud. Okay. If you look deeper, what you have is, like I said, a lot of rings of trafficking within this nation, different types, right? And that's how most of these people are living and eating. Okay. Is doing illegal activity. The reason that they're not shut down is because the system is not broken. The system was designed to be corrupt. So I believe that there's different entities, organizations, agencies that are being paid off under the table and all sorts of stuff, just like you hear about Border Patrol taking bribes and going to clubs, right? So it's not, you can't put it past anyone when, like I said, you've got stories of judges taking bribes and having to do over 70 years in prison or more because they took a bribe of whatever 100K or 70 grand or $1 million. So corruption is a very real element, especially in the valley. So I'm going to now open my mouth and talk about everything since, because I can and because people want to continue to come on here and act like they really can start typing, which again, you can't do that if you're not allowed to talk to me, you cannot contact me. You understand? I don't have to go to anyone and ask for anything. I'm a sovereign citizen. Batman is sovereign. Okay, but we'll get into that in a minute. So, furthermore, and again, I want y'all's feedback on every topic of which I'm going over here. Number one topic, the ice wall in Antarctica. I want to know what you people on here think about that. This is how we're going to be doing our shows from now on. I'm going to try to jot down my notes, my handy dandy notepad. That's right. And I want people's opinion about what I'm talking about because this is what YouTube is supposed to be used for, to sit down and have an intellectual, actual, educated conversation. Now, it doesn't have to be a debate. You don't know how to debate. Y'all just get frustrated and mad and try to start arguing. And a lot of you think arguing makes you tough. That's ignorance. You understand? So, again, we have to make sense when we do things. What I've seen is all of you, getting your karma, trying to outrun your karma, and it never works. I've seen you create your own situations and problems, and then you try to downplay it with words and, talk it away, and it doesn't work. Kind of like when y'all said, all the people around me, they want attention. No, you don't want attention. All the people around you, including you, are demonically possessed, right? And you're committing felonies every day as if you have no comprehension of reality or the law, right? And it's just that, you're wasting your time because people like me don't care. You're still not relevant. You understand? Like I said, I mean, you're not like, you're not accomplishing anything. It's just people have better things to do than worry about people who are just everyday miserable and they're committing crimes. I mean,
Here's the thing, Lobster. This is his single thought for the day. 9 hours of one single thought.
that's kind of odd, don't you think? It's weird, right? So again, the ice wall in Antarctica, right, is a big deal for me. I believe it's a real concept. I don't know as far as the world being flat or being round, but could be flat. It kind of ties into it. They act like it's flat if the ice wall exists. I think the ice wall is 100% real. They try to act like they're releasing footage. I think it's kind of fake, personally. And there's a lot of gnats out here. I feel like it's kind of, the footage is fake, but I could believe that the ice wall is real and there may be temples over there and stuff. But what they say again is that they have an evolved species over there that looks human kind of, but that they have like luminescent eyes and they've actually evolved because there's no sun over there. So there's an ice wall in Antarctica that I think it's forbidden to travel to because, again, this government has hid so many secrets from us. It is unreal as a people. And that's what, again, I mean, I've already devoted my life to this for me. Now I'm publicly going to come out and start talking about everything. I don't care how people feel about it. There is nothing you can do to me or about it. You're going to have to put up with it. It's freedom of speech in this country. And I'm allowed to discuss and talk about what I want. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable the topic is for you. I know how to talk and I know how to talk and follow the law. So you're completely out of luck, partner. Okay. So, I'm not ever going to be silenced. Okay. I wouldn't care about
But
anything. I wouldn't care about fake lawsuits. That doesn't scare me. I'm sue proof. You won't gain anything. You won't get anything, and nothing will happen with me. I don't care about any of your excuses. I don't. I can't be intimidated. All those tactics will never work with me. I suggest you stop them now and give it up because, again, you know, like it's never going to work. And I mean, like I said, I'm a gangster. Like, no, I mean, you just, no, not going to happen. So, like I said here, this is why they're so upset because they don't understand. You can talk calmly and completely move the tune of everything. You can move rooms with just with words. You can talk calmly. Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Thanks. Can you help me out here, Jonathan? I need some people to give me a commentary on my topics and ideas here, truthfully. This is what we're going to be doing when Christina gets here too. When she's with me, we're going to be doing topic driven shows and I'll run through the topics together with her. And it'll be real calm and cool, and that's it. I would never have her looking at a chat because I'm not going to have her enduring anything on here. But she could just talk to me and she can chill and eat or do whatever she wants to do. And I'll handle the chat personally. It'll be a private thing with me and the computer, and I'll deal with it or I'll have the chat off. Right. But I'd like to get some of y'all's feedback here. You know what I mean? But, that's the thing. All the game's been over, man. Feel me? Games ain't gonna work, man. There's nobody who can affect me. And like I said, it's just kind of weird, man. When people get on a computer and they want to pretend, and they're acting like that's their goal. That's not your goal. You're pretending. So again, let's see here. You got to understand, man. There's different realms of reality.
All
There's
right, we
different
got 9
people.
in the box versus
Um,
6.
this is what it is, man. Real people ain't playing them games at all. But yeah, I need your feedback to the Harley guy and to Jonathan. I need your feedback here. Hold on. So number one, like I said, the ice wall in Antarctica. I believe there may be temples over there. Like I said, they say there's these beings, but they say they're like faster than humans. They basically say that it would be real difficult for us over there, probably impossible. And that obviously the stories of people that have gone over there, and common sense, you can kind of figure out what they claim happened. Um, but they say the beings have luminescent eyes, and I don't know if that's part of my training. I don't know if Batman is going to have to go over there at some point. Um,
Luminescent eyes?
I definitely 100% don't just believe, but know from everything I've read and researched and what God has told me and everything that's come to me that aliens come from underneath the water. So they have bases, and I believe a lot of the bases are probably over that wall in Antarctica. And I think that's why they don't really want you going over there or traveling. And I think if they do, they keep you in a certain area, right? But I'm talking about going over the actual ice wall. You go over that ice wall, I don't know if it's a crime. I don't know if it's a felony. It probably is. Um, but there's too much going on over there, and I don't know if the ice wall is for a protection, technically. Okay. So, the problem is what if it melts, or what if the things that are there get over the wall?
Hold on. Hold the phone here a second. We got to hear this again. Let me dial this back. What in the fuck is this tard fucking talking about? The ice wall melting while he's down there.
On over there, and I don't know if the ice wall is for a protection, technically. Okay. So, the problem is what if it melts, or what if the things that are there get over the wall and figure out how to get over here? You see what I'm saying? Um,
Oh, fuck my gas. Fuck my ass. So the ice wall is going to melt and the aliens are going to jump over the fucking wall and fucking attack him? Is that what the fuck he's saying? Help me out with this right now. Holy shit, he's out there.
um, in other words, what they've said is that aliens don't necessarily come from another planet. They come from under the water, or they come from these bases, and they could have bases all over Antarctica. And we would never know because this ice wall, they basically, the theory that I learned
All of a
online,
sudden, it's going to
and
melt.
I think it makes sense, is the Cabbage Patch dolls, like I use the name in my raps. Cabbage Patch actually came from facilities that, like I said, were manufacturing us. Okay. And they were manufacturing them, and they called them.
I can't handle it right now. Okay, we got melted. God, I wish I was drawing this right now. Holy shit. We were created by Cabbage Patch dolls.
Cabbage Patch, like Cabbage Patch babies.
We're going back.
Cabbage Patch melts, or what if but I'm talking about going over the actual ice wall. You go over that ice wall. I don't know if it's a crime. I
The
don't know if it's a
jungle.
felony. It probably is. Um, but there's too much going on over there, and I don't know if the ice wall is for a protection, technically. Okay, so the problem is, what if it melts, or what if the things that are there get over the wall and figure out how to get over here? You see what I'm saying? Um, in other words, what they've said is that aliens don't necessarily come from another planet. They come from under the water, or they come from these bases, and they could have bases all over Antarctica, and we would never know because this ice wall. They basically, the theory that I learned online, and I think it makes sense, is the Cabbage Patch dolls. Like, I use the name in my raps. Cabbage Patch actually came from facilities that, like I said, were manufacturing us. Okay, and they were manufacturing them, and they called them Cabbage Patch. Like Cabbage Patch babies. Okay, and they were manufacturing humans. So what they claim is that they did that in, like, Tartaria and these
That's right.
previous civilizations. They populated or repopulated, clearly, these continents, right? Seven, whatever, eight continents, whatever there is, or the lie that they told us, right? Because we really don't know. And they populated it all, and then they brainwashed us and fed all this fake history and rewrote all history. And that makes sense to me. I think that's what's happened on here. I know that's what happened. I know that Illuminati has rewritten all of history. So it makes sense to me that they did that. And that's why a lot of people don't have an internal voice or an inner consciousness. That's why they can't think for themselves. That's why I have a hard time, people like me, and why these people fear me, because, well, most of you are a bunch of actual clones and you don't know it. Yeah. Like, you remain in a lab. You just aren't aware of it.
So we're going to
You
rewrite Attack of the Clones.
understand? Me, I obviously wasn't, because I have to be a homegrown human being, because, well, we know I wasn't, but we don't know. I'm talking about the predated lineage, like
Homegrown human being, like free range organic human being.
your whole lineage. So that would affect the entire lineage.
Errol.
You understand? So it is what it is. Again, we don't talk out of turn here. Goodbye. So again, right? We don't do that. Nope. So like I said, we'll go over my issues. We talk about my topics. This is my show. You have no power or control, and you'll have to continue to sit there and watch me win. So I told you, I'm always in control, honey, without trying. All right. So again, there's beings
Right.
over that wall. That's what I believe, and I believe they're very real. And I think that's what happened. I think they populated these continents with a bunch of clones and basically fed us a bunch of nonsense. They could say there's islands too, that they've done it, that the islands are stuck in like the 1970s, and they can never go to any other time period because they brainwashed everyone on the island to think that there's no other world anymore outside of the island. And the people there don't know, literally, like, that if you visited, you would have to explain to them, no, the whole world is still there. They think that it's just them on the island. And to
What's
put
up,
this
that guy?
past human beings and to think that people are not this evil. I mean, look at what we witnessed already. I mean, yes, human beings can be evil. They definitely would do stuff like that. I think there's all sorts of crazy stuff happening on this planet. That's why I really want to get out and travel more. I've been around the nation quite a bit, but I want to go all over the world, because I think it's a cluster everywhere. I can't even imagine, especially places like Africa.
Thank you, CIA.
Australia is pretty crazy too. I want to go to the outback and all that. I want to see kangaroos and talk to them and stuff. Um,
Oh, fuck me. All right. So we went from a melted fucking ice wall to the aliens coming over to Cabbage Patch. Now we're fucking going to wrestle fucking kangaroos and talk to them.
but here's the next one. Pain is the password to power. And a lot of these are phrases that I get from research I do and just God's messages that He sends me. And a lot of them are personal to me. But what you people understand is pain is power, at least for me. Not for you, because, well, you're all snowflakes and you're super hypersensitive. And that's why you're a narcissist in the first place, because you have childhood trauma that you've carried into adulthood. Right. With me, it's nothing personal. It's just that I phase you because I'm an empath and I'm extremely strong. so you don't have an answer for me. Like I said, getting online and trying to type delusion every day is not an answer for me, nor is it an actual response, nor are you laughing at me or anyone. You're literally just very defensive. You're hyper defensive, and you're
All right. Does anyone have one of those simulators where you can put in, like lately it's been going around 100 men versus one fucking gorilla? If we can put Joey against a big red fucking roo or a fucking emu, fucking 100 emus versus one Joey would be awesome.
really just going through it because you can't deal with my presence, my success, my existence, my money, my wealth, my reality, none of it. And I could really care less. And that's why I call them so-called women today, because most of them are so-called women, and they're not women because, well, women are strong enough to be a human, and they're not mad at a guy for existing. No, they're not. That makes no sense. That's a new age thing because, like I said, everybody's becoming more inhuman as we go and evolve here, which is absolutely embarrassing. Okay, so it is what it is.
Like to see
Hold
him
on.
get clawed by a koala bear. Fucking just fucking raked. I think, see, 3 Cyraxes would beat Tyrese Sneed. They surround him. I see what we got. Let's move forward. Where's this? You gonna start talking, Joey? Here we go.
But yeah, pain is my power. My whole journey has been about turning pain into power. Okay, this is why I was chosen by God. Not why, but it's a part of the process. Okay, God chose me. Like I said, pain is my power. So when you're on here and you're trying to act like you're inflicting something, you're very slow, and that's the only reason
You're
why it's
still
kind
on
of
his
irritating
stream,
and
CIA.
odd because you're acting like you're trying to
Lobster,
do
you're
that,
still
but
there.
I love pain. So
Oh, wait a
you're
minute.
not
That's on
doing
mine.
anything but
Never
feeding the
mind.
shark, buddy.
Fucking idiot.
These people don't seem to get it. You have the wrong guy. How many times does someone have to explain to you the same thing? You're just being redundant. You want to repeat yourself, right? You want to get on people's nerves. For what? You're not going to gain anything from that. It's not going to affect my business. Like I said, you're grown adults. Be grown. Grow up. It's not difficult. Okay. So, like I said, I won't be going over that again. Literally, like, no, that's the last time I'm going over it. I'm tired of explaining to somebody the same thing. You understand? I'm a grown man, bro. I love pain. I mean, I love pain. I live for pain, bro. You feel me? Like, no, you don't get it, bro. I'm way different being, way different monster, way different animal. You got the wrong dude. Okay. So that's number one. And then number two, you ain't causing me any ever. You understand? Like, again, what is the purpose? There's no need to come to my chat room and my show that's a public business, right? And then start acting out of
Colorism.
character intentionally. What is that going to gain you? I don't have to respond to every little message. I don't owe y'all anything. I'm going to run my program efficiently at my own pace, regardless. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. You're on a computer or a phone. You cannot take anything away from me. You're on a phone, dude. You need to get a grip. Y'all need to get real with yourselves and acknowledge reality. It's getting ridiculous
So
out
the
here.
guy on a
So,
phone.
like I said, this is why I keep winning. This is why I continue to put you in your place without even trying. And I'm just telling you reality. This is the thing. I don't ever have arguments with anyone. I don't back down on reality with anyone. No, I'll stand there all day and explain to you reality is reality. Trust me, I am not the one anybody wants to argue with about
Oh,
reality, bro. I will never back down. You will lose, and you will have to
don't
walk
you
away with a
fucking
frowny
raise your
face
voice to me, Joey.
because
Don't you
I'm not
fucking
going.
do it.
I will not accept delusion at all. It is not negotiable. I refuse. And see, that's the thing. It's so much different in reality if somebody tries to kick something delusional, right? Nah, people stand on business. They ain't going to put up with that, bro. I'm a grown man, son. So this is why I'm the king of the streets. This is why I've made all this money and had all this success. This is why I have all the tangible equity. This is why you all fail, right? Because you're trying to kick a rhetoric that, like I said, you hide inside and you kick that rhetoric. You don't come out here and say that stuff. You don't come out in the streets and talk like that. Be yourself on the internet. That's it. It's a very, very clear, concise statement. It's not difficult. It's not complicated, right? So, like I said, Other than
That's a lobster. Sorry, that's a valid point. It almost did you hear the tone when he went closer to his mic to get angry, and then all of a sudden backed off, and it was a complete pretty bird, something shiny over there. It did sound stitched together a little bit.
that, you have mass manipulation, which is what going on at a government level, and there's definitely a government element involved with it. Okay.
That guy, maybe, yeah, maybe he can make some money playing didgeridoo in the streets down in fucking Australia.
Um, Me, I remain focused. Right.
Corey and
These
Trevor
people
did
are
it.
just chasing the mystery of me. I continue to bring clarity. Right. People are puppets living in a script they didn't write. Most of you are puppets in a
Aboriginal
script you didn't
sector.
write, meaning all of you that go to work
Oh
at these
fuck!
9 to 5s.
Now I'm gonna laugh before I gotta fucking get this out of me before I fucking play. The Aboriginals fucking sector. That one dropped me. That's funny.
Where you're not free. You're in modern day slavery. You're a wage slave. You're literally enslaved and you can't think for yourself. And that's why a lot of you, I bring it out of you. And you have whatever feelings you have. I don't care about your feelings. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and make this real clear, man. I'm the most notorious gangster in this country and in this world. I'm not an approachable guy. Okay. So I'm just go ahead and put this out here. I've tried to be nice, right? And like, I'm going to continue to be, right? And I understand that I have fans. I'm not Wes Watson and I don't conversate with people who have an agenda. So if you talk to me, you better make it crystal clear. And I'm going to ask y'all now
Sup, Sticky?
because now you're having people approach me, which is weird because in my 35 years on this planet, I've never had people approach me because I'm not an approachable guy. So if we're going to start these games, I mean, I don't care, bro. I'm all for it. But just make sure that you're making your intentions clear as day. Make sure, because I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you what's your agenda. So I don't want to hear repeat phrases from the red triangles again. Do not ask me about my short videos. Do not try to tell me what to do with my channel. You understand? I don't play like that. I'm a
I'm
grown
very
man.
short
You
shrive.
understand? And I'm not having a conversation with you at all unless I decide to. And furthermore, if you want to talk to me at this point, I think that you should pay me. Real talk. So what I'm going to say is pretty much if y'all want to, honk and all that, if you aren't paying me and you don't donate, I'm not talking to you. I'm going to walk the other way now. I'm not talking to any fans. If you want to talk to me, you pay me $5. You can either pay me in cash or you can pay me through the Cash App and the PayPal. But that's my new rule. I will be having no more further conversations with the public because I don't want to. There's no need for me to talk to peasants.
Yeah,
Real talk. I'm
I
completely
cash that
serious.
into the horn
Nope.
now.
Y'all want to talk to me? You're going to pay me. All right. Because I'm a full fledged celebrity and I worked hard to get to this point, and I'm not going to let your society sit here and play these games with me.
Must be all nice fun and games, Sticky. You get to fucking. That must sound. That actually sounds like fun. Getting to take care of your home, your household, like laundry, kitchen counters, floor, flush the toilet, scrub the toilet. I'm jealous, dog.
Me because y'all suckers is all broke, you're cheap, and you think things are free. Okay? So now you're not going to approach me. I guarantee it. I don't care who you are. You understand? Nope. I'm going to say, where's the $5, buddy? No $5. Okay. I'm going to walk away. Nope. I'm going to tell you, don't approach me. Step back. Nope. Not doing it. You all want to talk to me now? Pay me $5.
He did love.
Y'all want to be petty. Y'all want to repeat phrases. You want to act like things are cute when you ain't talking about nothing and ain't doing nothing. Cool. We can get cute. You're going to pay me $5 now if you want to talk to me at all about any matter. Okay. Other than that, you ain't approaching me. Okay. Why? Because I'm a gangster. I was never a civilian. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm an actual gangster. Gangsters don't get approached. Common sense, right? Nah, bro. You don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know what I come from. I come from a totally different walk than you regular human beings. Like I said, keep my name out your mouth. Stay out my way. Don't say hi to me. That's what it is. Okay. So again, this is ridiculous, man, that these people really want to sit here and act. Like, what? After all I've done, that's crazy, man.
Can you get that added to your insurance, like your overage plan, like a data plan for honks? What happens if you fall asleep and just lay your forehead in the fucking? Is that like a $50 honk right there? I don't know.
Like I said, and that's why they do it because,
Like
oh,
I
I
said,
think it's cute. Yeah, yeah, okay. Y'all funny. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't cute. You're funny. I'm laughing at you. Real talk. Every movie I'll make, I laugh more. It's hilarious. So let me see here. So observation,
Oh,
silence,
too
sovereignty,
funny.
because again, I'm completely
Ooh, coming in
sovereign.
with
That
some
means I'm
bangers
completely
today.
independent. I've talked about that before a little bit. All of them, they still have nothing. Silence proves revolution, which is why I'm always in silence. I really don't have to talk because my power is in silence. That's what y'all don't get. No, the silence is my power because I'm always moving and I'm handling more and I'm building. Understand? That's what I'm saying. This is the exact phrase here. I'm not performing, I'm transforming. So you're not understanding. These are not videos on YouTube. YouTube
Uh,
and the internet has nothing
Take
to
it.
do with what I'm doing. I'm going through an actual transformation with God, and he's turned me into Batman already, and I'm ascending in front of the whole world. That's what you're witnessing. You're not witnessing anything that has to do with YouTube, anything about videos, anything about acting or performing or being cute or wearing a costume. No, you've watched me in front of you completely transcend. And yes, I went from wearing the original exoskeleton, which was the costume, if you want to call it that, building off of it, doing the real thing. And then I evolved to a bulletproof vest, which costs thousands of dollars, none of you have, and 18 gauge steel armor. Yep, pure steel. Okay. And I create and build my own bat suits. I have both of them. They're fully functional. What you gonna do about it? Exactly. So moving on, let's see here. Self-control is extremely important, and self-discipline and control of your emotions. It's something I've learned over the years, especially through all of this experience that I have and things that I've been through. And all these different people and corruption and agencies and entities trying to come for me, and me realizing and figuring them all out that they're all evil, they're all distorted, none of them do their job, and they're all against me. You understand? And now they're all powerless and can't do nothing with me. You understand? So it is what it is. Again, this society doesn't have any position apparently where people can do their job. People just kind of don't do anything. If you haven't noticed, real talk, they have it where you have to end up doing their job for them because none of them do it. Even if you go to fast food places, a lot of times people don't do their job. Am I not correct? Detaching from the system, which is one of the main cons.
Yeah, Lobster, get some fucking sleep, dude. Is this a record for him today? For going on this fucking long, non-stop. I talk for a living, not as much as I do anymore. Don't need to. But that being said, it's fucking exhausting. It really fucking is. But this long and he's still fucking going.
Concepts of which I represent, right? Quiet precision, which is a lot of what I do, especially with the tactical stuff with what he's talking about here. He said, I watched some of your boxing clips. You've got Roy Jones' hand speed probably quicker. Oh, it's definitely quicker than Roy Jones. But that's saying something, right? Because, I mean, Roy Jones backed down Fat Joe. He handled Fat Joe for real a little bit, real quick. You know, that's the thing. These rappers, they don't get you really shouldn't run your mouth to me like, yeah, I'm way worse than Roy Jones, way worse. Roy Jones with me, I mean, it wouldn't even be close, especially now because he's older. I think that's the bet. But yeah, no, you know, it's comical, man. It's comical that that people want to play these games. Like I said, no, you're gonna respect my prowess. You're gonna respect who I am, what I've accomplished, and it's that simple. You don't have a choice.
Well, we called it right out of the gate today that it was going to be an all day affair. I knew that going in when I was drinking my fucking coffee this morning.
No, I'm a grown man, bro. I don't let my respect ever get violated for nothing. I'm a man first before any of this. I don't care about none of this. You understand? Real talk. I've been a stand up dude my entire life, bro. Y'all all know about me and how I get down and who I am. You know my history a little bit. You don't know anything. You don't know much about me. Like I said, I'm way worse than Al Capone, way worse than El Chapo, way worse than all of them, bro. And like I said, I'm not doing what y'all cowards do.
Like I said,
Okay, I'm not with anyone. I'm by myself, dolo. I face everyone as a man. That's totally dead. That's an actual gangster. You know what I mean? El Chapo and all them, they got a bunch of people working for them.
could you imagine? Sorry, I gotta get stop doing that. Could you imagine if we shrouded this whole fucking shit? It's 10 hours now. 10 hours in, a 10 hour shroud, and we're still going.
And they got to have other people do their dirty work. That's some coward stuff, homeboy. You understand? In my culture, we don't respect that. And that's half of why we don't respect most of you. I don't care whether you like me. Quit with this mentality of you got to like me. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to run you. I'm here to tell you what to do. Okay. And you ain't going to do nothing about it. None of you. I'm here to be in charge, like my people and me have been since day one. I'm not your friend. Okay. Now, people who are nice and cool, yeah, be their friend, kind of, I guess. I choose my friends wisely. I'm from the hood, bro. They don't know nothing about me, man. They are crazy, son. And what they're trying to do is they're looking for a way to neutralize me because my voice is too powerful. What I'm saying is too powerful, and they can't. There's no way. They have no answer for Batman.
All right, he's been going for an hour and he's still going. So I'm gonna let it roll here. I gotta go fucking crank out a fucking piss, but we'll be back.
Right? They try to make me forget pretty much my entire life who I am. Convenience is the worst because convenience is how these people get you with fake convenience and comfortability. Remember that. You understand? Like comfortability is not something I've really had much. You know what I mean? I've had it hard, bro, but that's the thing. I keep on pushing forward. And that's why I have so much ambition and drive and I want to better my life in every way. You feel me? All of this is it's about beliefs, man. You understand? And it's about programming. Okay, coming from mostly the TV, your media sources. That's why I've created my own media source with what I've done here. Let me see here. I'm going through molecular transformation. What else? I dissect all of your lies, which is one of the reasons why you don't like me. Yeah, he got at him at one of those backstage things at one of the shows I heard or something. I'm just saying, but yeah, no, Roy Jones is none of them are close to me. I mean, it's just the reality. Like I said, if anyone has eyes and they can see and their eyes work and they don't need an eye exam, you can go to the videos. There's no boxer that moves anywhere close to me. Floyd Mayweather is nowhere near me. These boys slow and he's little. None of them are close to me. I'm telling you right now, all the dudes on your TV, I would have won when they were in their prime with one hand tied behind my back. Literally. That's how much on another level I am, and it's because your society is a lie. So once you get that fact understood, it enables you to understand the rest of these facts. You feel me? Give me 1 minute
Thank you,
here while I wait
Sticky.
for this. Hold up. So once you get that fact understood and you actually accept reality for what it is, that Tyree Sneed, this is not a claim. I don't make claims. I've challenged all these people. They ran. All of them know who I am. Jay-Z knows who I am. Diddy knows who I am. Nas knows who I am. They know I'm the best at rapping. They all know I'm the best at basketball. You think T-Mac doesn't know who I am? Really? Okay. So then why did that NBA player, Kwame Jones or Kwame Brown, whatever, come to my show and give me a thumbs up? NBA players know who I am. Like I said, we've stayed in the same hotels where I was paying 3, 4K for a month back in the day, and they were right there and weren't paying anything and had no money. What? NBA players are in modern day slavery. They don't have any money. Paranoia
Yeah, be good, dude. Gotta take care of that shit. Definitely.
is pattern recognition. I want you to remember that. Paranoia doesn't exist. It's something that these people make up, just like when they
Not
say anger
shit.
and they try to
You
shame
know what I
you
mean?
for having anger. Anger is a superpower if you know how to utilize it. Okay, anger is why I'm successful. It's how literally what I have to tap into and work on. I'm not afraid of my anger. My anger is part of my power. I'm a human being. See how these people they don't make sense? See, these people are upset, and that's why they quote unquote come at you online because they can't accept reality and the way of which it works. It's just that simple. Give me 1 second.
All right, let's wind this up.
Try it again for a second. Um, But yeah, basically all of this is like a fake show that they call reality when none of them occupy or even exist in reality. Because if you listen to them and look, that's a bat, bro. I think I found the bat. I knew. I told you there was a bat here.
D-Bat, the only
He's
one in
making
Brownsville.
circles right in front of me. Isn't that cool? It's awesome. Hold up.
I think that bat originated in Austin with him. Just been following. Come on, Joey. There it
All
is.
right, let's see here. Pre-selected nonsense. It's another word that I have for it, but we'll use the nice word. I have my own perspective, which is reality. It says original mind, yours, observed truth waits, dominance, uh, comforted into stagnation. That's what I'm saying with the society. They like to offer you comfort in exchange for stagnation, meaning that the more comfortably you are and the comfort that they offer you, they keep you stagnated. They do this with these clones, like the Eminem clone. They do this with everybody. They showed it to you on the albums, how he has like his own little cube that he's in on the album cover. And they're showing you how he's in a prison. He's in a glass prison, right, with this material stuff. Who cares about material and what you have when we're human beings and we're here to make connections and coexist with each other? I don't care about material possessions. I'm just responding to you and your weird mentality because you want to talk money with a guy who's a financial connoisseur. That doesn't make sense. Like, you're talking about money with me, but I don't have any opportunities in your society. You have all of them. I have none.
But
They will
you're
not let me do
flexing
anything. You are sitting there literally not letting me work,
each chair
right?
with a drink hole.
So, you're going to prison for that, for contacting jobs and not allowing me to work and having me fake fired or whatever, right? So, what are you talking about? And like I said, the one who you did that with is going to be the same thing. The lawyer is going to probably request Cash App records. They're all going to have to come to court. It's a federal indictment. You're talking about federal charges. Okay. That's not probation. That's more than likely Fed prison time. So get ready for that, right? And he got his karma and lost both his jobs and got ran out the neighborhood. So who's the boss? Exactly. And you tried to be a coward about it and didn't work and it all backfired. So karma is real, right? My whole story is about the man who woke up because I've ascended. I've been an awoken being for quite a long time now, and I've completely woken up. And that makes me a very, very, very,
Is this a play on Sleeping Beauty where he finds his fucking prince, fucking give him a fucking kiss directly on the fucking lips?
you know what guy, right? Because I'm completely awake, dude. Your mind and your brain is the most powerful thing ever if you hone it and you work on it and you sculpt it. I'm a genius. Stop thinking that you all are the smartest one in the room. Trust me, if I'm in the room, you're not. It doesn't matter who you are. Elon Musk is not a genius. He's slow. Okay. He's a puppet. That's all. It's just a puppet. Has no mind capacity whatsoever. Didn't invent anything. And you all believe in lies that you're told by a bunch of people who do nothing for you. It's like my friend. He keeps saying the same rhetoric when we talk, talking about everybody's making money off of SpaceX or off of Tesla. That's a lie. Nobody is making any money off Tesla or SpaceX. What are you talking about? The people wanted me to work with them who run the food trucks out there. They ain't making no real money. You can make a little bit of money, but you're doing a food truck. It's not really off them, right? And nobody's making money off of any of these companies. These companies are doing nothing for us. They're right in front of us trying to act like they have money and they make money,
Yeah, some people make money for no reason.
but they're really not. It's really all just fake. You understand? If you had money, why would you need to run a car dealership? Common sense. You don't need to sell any cars, bro, if you're really rich. Y'all ain't making no sense, bro. No, it's just part of a fake society that's completely demonic and makes no sense. Car companies work with the prison industrial complex, man. So every time they lock people up, they make money off every person that goes in there. Smart one. That's the prison industrial complex. Okay. They're who work with the car companies. And then guess what the car companies do? They market their vehicles to people who? Like me, who have always had real money to afford them. Your Rolls Royces, your Lamborghinis, like the Porsche I own, they market them to the rich folk like me. I was the rich folk always. What are you talking about? So they would market these things to me because they want my money. That's why money is power, right? If you learn how to use it and how to hold it and you learn the system, but you still have to have equity first. Because when you're young coming up in the game, equity is king. You have to have the equity and then you can build the money. But if you just have money and you have no equity, right? It's all good if you got enough equity to get you, I mean, enough money to get you some equity and then, like, create arrangements to create residual income. But if you young and you coming up in the game, right, you got to have somewhere to be. You got to have equity. You got to have assets. You got to be able to have a basis to do things. You understand? If not, they're just going to have you wasting money and everything costs top dollar. Hotels cost top dollar. Food costs top dollar. Clothes cost top dollar. That's why you got to learn to conserve resources like I told you I learned these past 2 years completely. What are you talking about? No, see, I'm on a journey with God. I'm learning things that I'm supposed to learn. It all works out perfectly, right? Let's see here. Logic, silence, foresight. And what y'all don't get is y'all are all part of my labyrinth now. You thought I was a part of your game, but you're part of my labyrinth, meaning the extremely detailed, impossible maze. You understand? Says, don't need revenge. All of you are in fear. And that's every time you talk, that's what you're showing. You're just showing that you're scared of me. And you can see that because, like I said, that's why these people's actions don't make any sense. I'm not going through anything because you're fear, because you're afraid of me. I should be rewarded for that. That's my only thing. You understand? I don't care what you say and do, but you're going to follow the law. That's all. Just like I have to. You're not special. None of you. Like I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why
Like
you
I said,
all continue to do weird behaviors, but be my guest. Because the more you do it, it's the more documentation I have for court. Now, it doesn't bother me at all. I just think it's kind of odd when you're all grown adults. Like, bro, I'm grown, bro. I'm 35 years old. At what point has comments ever bothered me? Never. You can trace my entire history. I come on here, I set the record straight, and then these people try to talk around what I said. That doesn't bother me either. I just think it's odd behavior. Everything you do, I always just have a confused face. I've explained this. If you're going to go for an objective and you're going to use tactics, make sure they're working. That's all I'm telling you. No, my pet peeve is when people don't think. Okay, I can't handle stupidity. Get smart. If you're going to do something, it has to make sense. You can't do things expecting a result and expecting a different a different result every time. That's the definition of insanity. And that's why you people repeat yourself. You're not laughing at me, you're out of your mind. Those are two totally different concepts. As I told you, none of you are laughing when you type these LOLs and all this. You're not laughing. You're very serious, you're sullen, and you're sociopathic. You're suffering when you do this typing. You're not enjoying yourself. So again, I don't know why you do it like it's the answer to me, but it's not my kryptonite. It does absolutely nothing for me. Okay, I'm a grown man and you're going to let me speak. You have something to say, that's fine. You talk, but then you're going to give me ample time to respond. That's all. That's all this has ever been. So what do you mean? I have never gone back and forth with anyone. It also said that today how none of these people were, I never had any competition. Everybody was just my audience. Because again, I'm not performing, I'm transforming. What are you talking about? I'm the real Batman. Saying corny lines on the internet, nobody cares, just like no one knows who y'all are or listens to your videos or watches them as well as I don't. What are you talking about? All that's just court evidence. We don't watch or pay attention to nonsense. Real people don't. You need to wake up to reality, brother. All of you. You're wasting your time, man. And it's hilarious because I'm just laughing at you. And you're powerless. You can't do nothing about it. As usual, I always get the best of you. And like I said, enemies like this, who needs friends? They always give me what I want, right? What I have is indifference, and that's more powerful than trying to get revenge. I'm indifferent because y'all don't matter. You understand? Said, raise the walls of your city so high their walls are irrelevant. And that's what I've done. See, while you're sitting here and you're worried about YouTube still, when I was never a part of YouTube, as I told you, I built empires and I
and the
started
six
building this
box
new empire
still
and this
going.
Batman empire. I'm building empires. I've got everything. You don't know my cards because I haven't showed you my hand. You understand? What I'm telling you I got is just a small inkling. I can create and have anything I want because everything is just free access, free resources. That's the truth. I own everything. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. I have supreme power. I've got divine rule, divine power, divine authority. What are you talking about? I do what I want to do. You all do what you can do, right? That's the whole point. I'm building an empire here. The walls of this, whatever if you want to call it city, the walls of my empire have already become so high, reached so high that your little walls and your little scrawny joke of whatever of a system you call it society are so low that y'all are irrelevant. I made all of society irrelevant. Do you understand that? I'm teaching society that there's a higher plane to operate on and that you actually are vibrational beings. We operate in love or fear, and you operate at a high vibration, then it helps you with everything. Yeah, it helps you heal. It helps you move. It helps you strength wise. Why do you think I'm stronger than everybody in the world and quicker? Because I'm operating at the quickest vibration in the world, like I said, which is love. We are vibrational beings. You can raise your vibration, and the way you do it is getting away from that nonsense. That's why what y'all doing with that I'm toxic stuff. Yeah, no, you're not. You're just low vibrational. Okay, this is why y'all are always sick. This is why your immune system doesn't work properly. Okay, it has nothing to do with all the stuff they programmed you to think and teach you. Okay, it's not even so much about what you're eating or putting in your body. A lot of it is vibrational, and y'all don't know how to raise your vibration because you're spending all your time and days, like I said, trying to argue, whatever, this weird behavior. All that nonsense lowers your immunity. When you gossip, it lowers your immunity. This is why y'all have all these problems. This is why you're going online and you're acting like you're angry and frustrated. I mean, your anger is weak as hell. Why are you online acting like you're tough because you're immature? Those are two totally different concepts. If you're tough, why don't you go and have a boxing career like any man does? Like I said, if people were tough and they had anything for me, they would sign the waiver. There's no need to talk to me, no discussion, no nothing. All you got to say is, I need a waiver. That's it. You come get the waiver. I can print it out for you, right? And that's it. And I'll hop in a ring with anybody or go to a park to do a boxing match. But that's not what y'all want to do, right? Like I said, why would you entertain a possibility of setting up a genius? You can't set me up. I'm too smart for you. Set me up how? You already did all that and tried all that. No, it never worked. What are you talking about? All my issues were me standing on business against everyone, taking on everyone at once, and I was one person and winning against all this corruption and evil. It never had anything to do with y'all. I don't know why you're trying to take credit for that, but that's going to work great for the case in court. It's going to make you look worse. Everything you say is just adding to your plight, to your suffering, to your pain being caused by me and my success, to your results, to your karma, right? And to, everything that God has planned for you and is doing to you. You're doing it to yourself. I can't lose because I got God on my side. God is going to take care of me and my soul and my spirit no matter what. My body don't even matter, but He's going to take care of that too. I'm a spirit. God going to take care of me. Trust me. I know I'm going to heaven. You understand? That's all that matters. This was just a gateway. So I'm just saying, you can talk all the smack you want on my name or whatever, but you never met me, so you're not talking about me, and that's all I said. And these people don't want to let you respond. You don't bother me. You just keep trying to talk over me while I'm talking. Grow up. See what I'm saying? No, you talk. I have a right to respond. That's why I said talk on an even playing field. People like the ping one. There's nothing for us to conversate about. You've earned yourself prison time. I'm completely free and have nothing to worry about. You lost. I won. That's it. Easy. What do you mean? Talk? What is there to talk about? You can donate. You can grovel just like the rest of them always did and try to bring that fake energy. Oh, I want to be a fake friend now and all that nonsense, but there's nothing that we need to talk about. What would there be to talk about, bro? Who are you? See, that's the thing. That's what's so weird about it. You want to talk like you're relevant. Here's the link. You want to talk like you're relevant. At what point did you ever succeed on YouTube? At what point have you ever built a company out of nothing from scratch as you've seen me do in front of your face? At what point have you ever spent or made the millions upon millions of dollars that I have in my life? You're obsessed with me because I'm the most successful and the realest person, entity you've ever watched. You ain't never seen an alien like this. You ain't never seen nobody do 200 pull ups and break world records immediately and call him out before he does it. I asked Christina, what's the record? She said 105. I said, I'll break that in my sleep. I did 200. The record was 105 from some guy in China or Asia. Okay. Y'all better get with it, bro, and start understanding what's happening here. This I'm tough stuff needs to stop. You're talking to like a real like gorilla at the zoo. Okay. Please stop it. Please. Like really stop it. And again, you don't have to be big, even though I am getting, bigger, I guess, but not really. I have the same exact body type. I'm the same size I was back then. I'm just a lot stronger. I don't need to get bigger. I have a different body. You know what I have? The perfect body. Because you don't want to be big. I can take protein and get big, but for what? Why would you want to be big? Big don't mean anything. Big just slows you down. That's what y'all don't get. That's why these dudes in the street, if you look at it, I walk the streets completely free and willingly. Have you noticed that? Do you think I've never had a problem? Bro, I have problems everywhere I go. I go through problems almost every day. I just back everyone down. I don't try to scare people. I don't have to. I naturally do. I don't back down to nobody anywhere. I have done my thing all over this country. That should tell you something. Going to prison and whatever means nothing. Getting out of prison means nothing. Holding yourself down in the street and in actual shelters, that means a lot because shelters are worse than prison. So I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Now, if you can hold your own in a shelter, you can hold your own in prison. It's the same exact guys, people, and the same thing. It's the same setup, buddy. It's just worse because, well, you're not in prison. So people are actually a little more reckless. You know what I mean? Now, the only problem with prison is that you're dealing with people who already have, like life sentences and they don't care about nothing. That's fine. Why would you adjust your perception and mindset to theirs unless you were scared? You see what I'm saying? People like me, we don't adjust our mindset. I don't have to do nothing. You understand? A man's going to stand on business and stand up to everyone. And it would end up having to change all the mentalities because I don't operate in fear. That's what you don't get. For you all, it's normal because you're subjugated and you put up with this treatment. I don't. I don't care who's what. I don't care what gang you in. I don't care about none of y'all are scary, bro. What y'all do is you do little sneaky stuff and weird stuff, and then I call people out in the street for it and stand up to them in front of their face, and they all back down. And a lot of them try to do acting. Acting doesn't make you tough. You either about it or you not. And that's not reality. Are you not? Is that not how it works? In a boxing match, you either win or you lose, right? Like I said, I give everyone, I don't care who you are, I don't care how crazy you think you are, I don't care how tough you think you are, I give everyone ample opportunity. Show me. I'm from the hood. I'm really a monster. Show me. And nobody shows me a thing. Everybody backs down, and that's it. You understand? I'm really from the street. I've really had a million, like, issues, whatever you want to call it, right? Altercations, all that. That's all I had in my life was altercation. I'm programmed differently. I'm bred differently. I'm conditioned.
I did it again. God damn it. I can't stop doing that. We have a. Yeah, come bring somebody up to the fucking mouthpiece. What's up, that guy?
Just planning out my prison sentence.
Imagine you had something funny to say. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
I'm not even here, man.
Fair enough. Want me to go?
Differently than y'all. I'm conditioned that if somebody disrespects me, right, common sense, right? So when I get online, I have to turn that off. That takes discipline and that takes a real man and that takes hard work. You understand? So that's why these people they get on here and they think that's cute. You don't do that much less every day. Sit there and try to play with a gangster because you know he's real. Right, facts. Thank you. Because you know he's real. So, oh, you want to take advantage of that because I'm on a phone on the internet and I'm trying to do a show. No, see, I'm not any less gangster than all of these rejects that you want to root for and cheer for because they're stuck in prison and have no future. They failed. I succeeded. I didn't let the system break me or break me down. I didn't let any gang break me down. I took on whole gangs and won. Seriously, that's my whole story. I took on the cartel and won several times, and I shut down their operations, literally their illegal operations, in my sleep. And I do it without thinking or trying because I end up it just happens. That's what happened. That's what made me Batman. It wasn't just them, it was a lot of different illegal operations and groups. That's what I've done my entire life, infiltrate without trying, infiltration. Just like I've infiltrated your red triangles, have I not? If you notice, I don't mind conversating and talking to whoever because I'm gathering evidence. Smart one. To talk to me now, you're putting yourself in a bad position. I don't care who you are, especially to talk to me in front of my face. Oh, I'm always paying attention. You understand? I pay attention to what y'all say. They act like I don't have eyes, like I can't see who you are. What? Are you serious? Like, bro, I pay attention to everything, bro.
Yes, lobster.
You
What's on the
understand?
menu?
I don't know what this acting like things are a game. Like, you clearly don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about my history. You don't know anything about my past. You don't know who I am. You don't know me from Adam. There is no one, again, that would ever speak my name in any way that's not respectful if they know who I am.
Actually, Sheriff, I did have one question for Money Mike. since I noticed he's here in chat.
Shoot.
Money Mike. We gave you kind of a benefit of the doubt because you went down to visit Joey and you took him out on a dinner date and you gave him money, and we thought, well, maybe this guy just doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But then we see you giving money to American Dream. Now, this is another guy who has repeatedly threatened to rape and abuse my wife and daughter. And it seems to be a bit of a trend with you, Mike. What, do you just find the most horrible people on YouTube and give them money, or what's your deal?
Was that a rhetorical question, or are you actually?
No, I'm hoping he'll answer.
We'll see. I haven't given any attention until now, so all right.
I'm not a YouTuber. I explained this 8 million times. I'm not these other dudes, homeboy.
I was gonna bring it up.
I don't play games. I forget nothing, and I let nothing go. Remember that. I ain't took an L yet to no one on this planet. For anyone to think that they're special, and I'm going to take an L to you, you're on something and you're high. Okay? I'm the one that people don't mess with. I'm the one that if people do mess with me, they tend to get instantaneous karma from God. And God hand delivers it. And then I laugh and I go on about my day and my business and I live my beautiful life. And there's no one that is exempt from that or that karma that you get for trying to mess with a chosen one. Good luck and have fun and enjoy that. I don't have to do or say nothing to nobody. I don't have to lift a finger. I don't have to get mad. All I say is, God, handle that. I ain't have to say that because God gonna handle it no matter what. Because I'm spiritually protected. You're not understanding it. I don't do internet stuff. I'm an actual gangster. I'm literally, like I said, I was born in.
All right, I'll give you a highlight here. Money Mike, I gave Dream $2. What did you get for your $2, Money Mike? It's not going to get you nothing. It's not going to get you nothing because you're not attempting anything, and there's rules.
To the actual family that is the mob. I'm the DNA of the mob. I am the mob. The mob doesn't go on the internet and try to look for arguments. The mob tries to make everything look nicey, cutesy, cute, and appropriate for all you regular civilians. Like I said, because I don't just run the streets now. I've run these streets since I was born. So see, there's a huge difference between you and me because you don't know anything about me. I'm a free spirit and I'm literally the glitch in the matrix. If you remember when I came on YouTube and I started my career, I told y'all stories and things that I've been.
Muted. Sorry. Hey, I didn't clear my throat. Money Mike says, I've been watching him and he is always asking for donations. LOL. It's fucking hilarious. $2.
So you just thought you'd give him one?
Money Mike, do you want a link and just want to come up here and hash it out and get it over with?
Because if you're trolling somebody and you pay them money, you've lost the troll. I don't care if it's $2, $10. You got nothing out of it.
He ain't fucking responding, so fuck it.
Through and I talked about how I've been in a lot of crazy, insane things and situations. I've been in tons of stuff, and that's what life is about. You understand? Okay? I need you to really hear what I'm saying and understand something, bro. For the last time, the all-seeing eye that I have tattooed on my forearm because I devoted my life to studying and understanding Illuminati and Freemasonry because in order to defeat your enemy, you must know your enemy. That all-seeing eye does not see everything. Okay? And that right there, that little statement right there should haunt you for eternity because you don't know what I've done. You don't know who I am. You have no idea what I could be capable of.
Why would Joey tattoo himself with a symbol of the
you don't know
Illuminati
how crazy my
if
mind
he's
could
fighting
be?
against the Illuminati?
I missed it. Did you just say that? Hold on.
He said he has a tattoo on his arm of the all-seeing eye.
Let me dial it back. I was scrolling back and forth through tabs here. Give me a second.
Right. I'm saying and understand something, bro. For the last time, the all-seeing eye that I have tattooed on my forearm because I devoted my life to studying and understanding Illuminati and Freemasonry because in order to defeat your enemy, you must know your enemy. That all-seeing eye does not see everything. Okay? And that right there, that little statement right there should haunt you for eternity because you don't know what I've done. You don't know who I am. You have no idea.
Okay, so his tattoo of the all-seeing eye that can't see everything should haunt me for the rest of my life.
Correct.
Okay, just want to clarify.
Your all-seeing
what I
eye has
could be
cataracts.
Progressive lenses.
Capable of. You don't know where nothing. You don't know how crazy my mind could be. You don't know what I think of. You don't know my ideas, my thoughts. I could be sadistic at hell. I could be vindictive. I could have a mean streak. You don't know. You
You've
don't know
told us you have a
anything
mean
about
streak,
what
Joey.
I did to get to this point. All you know is that I literally basically climbed through hell a million times. So I must know something you don't, right? If I tell people, nah, people would never play with me. I wouldn't play with me because I know who I am. You don't know who I am, but I do. See the difference?
Here's the thing.
You don't
Joey's
know
been
me.
going alive, bragging about everything he's ever done or owned or been. I mean, every place he's been for like 10 years.
Right.
So either everything he said is a lie and he's been bullshitting this whole time, or he's told us everything he's ever done. You got to pick one, Joey.
What has he done new, though? Nothing. Really.
Well, he can't afford to do anything new.
True. I mean, he did get a fucking beach chair today, so. But apparently he's going to start a new business called Everything Sits.
Now all he needs is
You
a
all are
beach.
trying
Just can't figure out how to get on that bus down the Padre Ave.
to conversate within a society that you want to act like it's some kind of big movie screen and we're always being watched by Big Brother. I don't care about that. I don't care about Big Brother. I don't care about the government. I don't care about your system. I took on the government and defeated them. Do you understand that you're talking and walking up to an actual lion in the jungle? That's what y'all will never understand. I don't care about your rules. I don't care about your corny candy society. I don't care about your feelings for sure. I don't care about your preconceived notions of what you think is real or possible or what exists. Trust me, you don't know me at all. Okay? And sometimes I wonder if like that's real. I think that's really what it's about. I think that it's people just I think all they've noticed is that like how my personality is a little bit maybe. So I feel like they get on here and I think they do that on purpose and they try to antagonize because they want me to, like I said, they've already said it, like they want me to, go ballistic and go crazy and lose my mind. And right, you want a reaction, but all that is fairy tale stuff. See, that's internet stuff. You understand? It's all fake because the things that you say aren't real. You don't stand on that. You don't really believe that. You're just pretending. What? I'm not a cartoon character. I'm not here for your fake amusement. You're
Batman's
not amused
literally
by
a
me.
cartoon
There's
character.
nothing funny about me. I'm not funny. I don't look funny. I don't act. What are you talking about, bro?
Definitely look funny.
See, this is where people really, really need to understand, bro. Like the internet is just like reality.
Now, if he was a comic book, would it be better in black and white or color?
I don't know. That's a good question.
We're all out here in reality right now. All I'm saying, I'm not asking you nothing. I'm telling you how this is going to go.
I think black
All
and
of
white might
you
capture
little
his
cowards are going
desperation
to talk to me the
a
same
little
way
better.
you talk to me in person. And that's it. You don't have a choice because of who I am. So I don't know who's telling these people that it's a game, that something is cute. I ain't Wes Watson. I'm a lot worse than Wes Watson. I'm an unfathomable nightmare.
How many
I need you to
syllables?
really hear that and understand that.
Unfathomable.
I'm talking a limitless, unfathomable, uncontrollable storm and a nightmare. I'm terrifying. I have no limits. I have no fear.
I think there's going to be some good quotes coming up here.
Okay? I don't care who anyone is. I don't care what set you claim. I
I'm
don't care
reminded
what
of the
hood you
time
come
that he was
from.
walking
I
down the
don't care
street
what
just screaming "limitless" at the sky.
Great.
ghetto you in. I don't care if you think you're tough, Billy. I don't care who you think you are. Like the guy said, Wesley Snipes in that vampire movie. Remember the vampire said, "They'll never know honor." He said they'll never know what it means to live by the what. Said they'll never know what it's like to be immortal. He said, "You're not immortal." He said, "I must have heard 1,000 of you roaches say the same phrase. Each one of them have tasted what?" Remember?
Cakesters.
There's a reason why I always reference that movie, buddy. And what was the theme song called that I always played on my show? Why do you think I played that song? Because when people will go against me, I'm just telling you from my point of view, it always goes the same way for them. Always. It's never changed. I've seen it a million times. God has set a million examples in front of your face. So what do you mean? You all get online, you want to play gangster. You want to play mob boss. You want to play thuggin'. I'm not playing anything. I am that.
Damn, that was sudden.
And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. He has deleted that fucking stream again. He deleted the. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The one we sniped earlier, the one we shrouded today, he deleted that one as well. It is 7:34 Pacific Standard Time. Man, I may after 10 o'clock. I gotta give my dog some attention, so I'm gonna fucking cut her. We'll be around.
Microwave time.
Yes, sir. All right. I don't have one big enough, man.
You don't have a walk-in microwave?
Nope.
Peasant.
That guy. Thank you, bud.
See ya.